Are your stools green or yellow? If they are, you can be feeling horrible. While you're healing your bowel and body with this unique healing program, make sure or try your best to make sure that your stools stay brown during the process. The cause of green or yellow stools is a fungal or bacterial or parasitic infection. You are healing your bowel bacterial environment with this program massively aggressively. Even still, you can't heal your bowel overnight. It will still take 1, 2, maybe 3 years, maybe longer, depending on how unhealthy your gut is and how fast you heal it, before you've got a really strong bowel which can on its own fight these infections. So while you're waiting for your gut to get healthy, if you're exposed to a fungal, bacterial, parasitic infection, it can turn your stools green or yellow, and that infection not only makes the stools green or yellow, because who really cares if your stools are green or yellow? Like, that probably doesn't bother you, but the infection will cause symptoms that will bother you. Not only that will bother you, but that could confuse you and make you wrongly think that maybe it's one of the healing products in this program, the Bowel Strength, the probiotics, the Bentonite, etc., causing them. And that would be very shameful, to be blaming the products you need to heal and permanently eliminate diseases and conditions and symptoms and weight problems and addictions. So, if you've got this infection, again, your stools can be green, they can be yellow, but as I said, worse than that, they can make you very bloated. You could have horrible headaches. You could have sinus infections. You could have insomnia. You can have stomach cramping. You can have fatigue. You could have foggy brain. On and on and on we go. Infections can cause lots of miserable symptoms. You don't want to be miserable while you're healing, so respect your green or yellow stools. While you're healing your bowel with this program, the unique healing colloidal silver is the crutch you should be using to keep the stools brown. If you use that crutch and use it correctly, your bowel should be brown 24 hours after taking it. To make sure you're using it correctly, check out both my books, Unique Healing and Unique Healing 2. I also have a video on colloidal silver. You can also contact me for an appointment if you can't figure it out. Figure it out quickly, because otherwise you will be unnecessarily uncomfortable, and again, worse than that, might very, very wrongly blame this program for causing your symptoms, when in reality, the true blame is your bowel is unhealthy and it's causing you to have problems. Some of the misunderstandings about the green-yellow stools is that, number one, some of you find that when you start the body Bentonite, your stools are more green than when you don't take it. Understandably, some of you then think it's the Bentonite causing your green stools. That is not correct. You will only get green stools with Bentonite if you have an existing infection in your gut. If there's not an infection and you take Bentonite, your stools will not be green. So if you take the Bentonite and your stools turn green, thank you, Bentonite, for telling you that there's an infection. Thank you, Bentonite, for letting you know that there's something that you should probably try to eliminate with the silver, and you will feel a lot better with that knowledge and information. The way I describe it is that, let's say you've got a pile of trash inside your house and there's these germs attacking it, and when the germs attack that trash, it turns green. Okay? With the Bentonite, we are taking that trash and moving it out of the house, in a sense. So if you're standing on the front curb, you might not see this pile of green trash in the house because it's inside the house. And what the Bentonite is doing is allowing this toxic trash to exit the house or exit your body. And now you see that what was going on inside your body is you had this green pile of trash. You had this infection in your system. So I'll say it again more simply. If your stools turn green with Bentonite, it's not the cause of it. The cause is there's an infection. Use the Unique Healing Colloidal Silver correctly to eliminate it. The other very common misunderstanding about these green or yellow stools is that often I'll have clients say, well, they're green because I'm drinking spirulina or drinking a lot of kale juice, or isn't that from excess bile, or whatever other things you might read online. In my experience, 99.9% of the time that someone's stools are green, it's because there is an infection in the body. It's not from what they drink. I've had so many clients stop their spirulina, their kale, whatever they thought was turning their stools green, and lo and behold, they still stayed green. I've seen that happen many times. Also, many times I've seen people with green stools get brown stools by using the colloidal silver correctly. Some of you might struggle with this if you have a huge source of contamination in your house. a pet or a relative, a spouse, a child, it might be really hard to treat that or get rid of it. Again, you might want to seek me out for personal assistance and advice in that situation. Worst case scenario, keep being very aggressive with the bowel strength or the probiotics and healing your bowel, because ultimately the true cause of those green stools is your bowel bacterial environment is not healthy enough to fight off that infection. And if you keep healing your bowel with this program, you will ultimately eventually get to the point where those stools are brown. And again, more importantly, because as I said, who cares about brown stools, but the infection symptoms, those horrible symptoms, will also be gone. So I hope that helped. For more information, see my website, www.uniquehealing.com, and check out both of my books, Unique Healing and Unique Healing 2.